Yo, what is up guys? This is Xian and I'm back again with another video. But before anything else, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos. So wala ko'y kauban ka. Alright, so since I have done a lot of reactions na po sa mga music videos, mga kanta-kanta, choreography, sayaw, you know. So, this time around, I would like to react sa mga different types of videos. So, for today's video, I will be reacting to 11 things not to do in South Korea. So, guys, kung ikaw nakiplanong matug South Korea, no? Muna ang mga 11 things that you don't want to do. Okay? So, without further ado, let's get into the video now. Alright. 시작자! Wow. So, introduction pa siya, guys. Okay. Whoa! 11 things not to do in Seoul. Alright, in South Korea. Okay.
Seoul is the 5th most populous city in the world and has some of the best street food in Asia. That being said, there are a number of cultural rules that might surprise you. Here's everything you need to know before going to Korea.
Right.
Number 1, drinking etiquette. There are a surprising number of drinking rules when it comes to Korea. But the main one is that if a glass is empty, you're obligated to fill it, especially if you're younger than the person you're drinking with. That means that things can get out of hand pretty quickly, so if you don't want to drink a lot, make sure you leave your glass half full. In addition to this, when someone is pouring a glass for you, make sure to always receive the glass with 2 hands to show respect. And again, if the person you're drinking with is older, when you sip from the glass, turn your head slightly away from them as another sign of respect. You have to be careful when drinking in Korea because refusing a drink from someone basically means that you don't want to be friends with them. And they'll take it personally.
Wow. So, ingon siya nga, pag mag-inom daw mo, of course, na magiging mga kaubanana, dapat daw dili mahurot ang imong glass. So, kung mainom ka, guys, for example, dapat na mabilin niya, bisag half lang. Wow. Yan. Talenta. Number 2.
Using chopsticks.
Yeah,
The
chopsticks.
most common mistake people make while using chopsticks in Asia is leaving them sticking upright in a bowl of rice. And this act is actually part of many Asian cultures'
I don't know
ceremonies and should be avoided at all costs. Number 3. Seating in trains. Now, it may sound obvious to say not to sit in the reserved elderly seating. But in some cultures like America, you can take that seat if there are no elderly present, and then just get up and move if someone comes along. However, in Korea, that's absolutely not acceptable, and you'll likely be scolded if you do.
That's nice.
That brings me to number 4. Don't talk on trains. In most Asian countries, showing respect to those around you is a big deal, and you'll notice that no one carries conversations on trains, let alone makes a phone call. This is seen as disrespectful to the personal space of others, so try to keep a low profile.
So wait, for example, mag-uban mo sa imong mga friends, sa imong family, pag magsakay mo train sa Korea, bawal dyan mo mag-istorya, guys. Remember that. Kung ato mag-Korea, okay? Bawal mo magtabi, bawal mo siguro, pwede man siguro mag-phone, I don't know. Pero, if kanang personal yun nga mo sa train duha, bawal mo mag-convo, okay? Bawal mo conversation kay it would be, kuhan daw, kanang bastos para sa imong mga katapan. Alright. Palenta.
5. Don't leave a tip. While tipping in Korea isn't like tipping in Japan, where if you leave a tip, it's actually considered insulting, tips aren't expected or required here. So if you do decide to tip, the amount is totally up to you.
Wow. So, wait. Diri sa Philippines, usungin ang tip, no? Labi na ka ng mga, magpa-haircut. Right? Magpa-haircut, dagang gumagitan ng mga Filipinos nga maghatag og tip. And of course, mga from Americans, di ba? Uban foreigners, ginabuhat po nila nga practice. But in Korea, di ka pwede maghatag og tip. Okay? It's insulting daw. Siguro feel na okay, gusto sila nga mas ma-earn nila ang ilahang money niya. Kanang ilahad yung gihaguan, di ba? Dili siguro na mga hatag-hatag lang. Alright, so ayaw mo paghatag og tip guys kung ato mo sa Korea. Alright. Wow, sige ka sa Korea no, lamig mo laag dito ba?
I have no idea what happened.
Nag-vlog siya. So i-post na ko sa description ang link ani nga video guys para inyo i-check out. Check out his videos, alright?
Number 6. Don't be afraid to shout at your waiter. While it may seem rude in other countries, in Korea the way to get your waiter's attention is by yelling.
Woo!
The reason for this is that waiters in Korea will leave you alone for your meal, which means the only way to get their attention is to either yell at them or use one of the call buttons located on the side of your table in some restaurants.
Ah. So,
Number 7.
Number 7.
Don't get into a fight. South Korea is one of the safest countries in the world,
Yeah,
but their
tama.
legal system is unfairly biased against international visitors and residents. If you get into any altercations with Koreans, it's best to just walk away, as the law is likely to side with the Korean nearly every time.
Don't get into fights.
Number 8. There's no such thing as personal space. Seoul has a population of over 25 million people. So if you hate crowds, this is going to be a tough one. Because of the sheer number of people here, being pushed or shoved isn't considered rude. And if anything, it's to be expected. So if you find yourself being shoved or elbowed in a subway, don't take it personally.
Tama.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Don't write using red ink. Korean culture is very superstitious, and writing names in red ink is thought to mean that the person will die soon, or that you want them to die. This tradition goes back hundreds of years, when the names of
Wait.
the deceased.
So, para sa mga South Korean guys, ang pag magamit ka og red ink nga ballpen, tapos imong isulat to your friend or to your family or bisag anyone nga gusto nimo sulatan, it means nga kana nga tao daw kay mamatay, or it's like a death note. Or ginana siguro, no? Mo di sila ganahan nga ang ink nga gamiton nimo is red, kay feel nila kay kana it's for kanang death to ano, something ana. Pero diri sa Philippines, mostly magamit og red ink. Kabalo mo guys, kinsa? Ya pag-comment daw kung kinsa per me maggamit og red ink. Pinaka-common nga tao nga atong ano ka, naa siya sa atong second nga home, which is called our school. Di ba mga teachers mostly gagamit og red ink? Di ba na mag-check yung papers, nga kanang naibutang nga note nga kanang moingon sila nga murag comments nila sa imong paper. So, in South Korea, dili siya tolerable na magamit og red ink. So guys, ayaw mo pagdalag red ballpen sa Korea. Only blue and black. Pwede ba tong colorful?
Red on gravetombs to ward off evil spirits. So next time you're writing a birthday card in Korea, maybe hold off on using red.
Tama. Ang Valentine's, dili pwede.
Number 10. Don't receive things with one hand. In case you can't already tell, Korea is all about respect.
What?
And part of that comes from understanding how to give and receive things. In most Asian
Dapat
cultures,
duha.
receiving things with one hand is considered insulting and rude. Receiving things with two hands shows respect to the person giving you something. That's why a lot of times when you get change back from someone, even a cashier, they'll hold one arm out with the money and then use their other arm to touch that arm to show their respect. So keep in mind, whenever receiving anything, always receive it with two hands, whether it be a drink, a bill, or any other kind of gift.
Wow. So good. Polite way
Last
of
but not least,
receiving.
number 11. Always share. Koreans have a special concept of sharing called Xian. And it's difficult to translate into English, but it basically means the connection between people in
I
society.
think it's jong.
If you don't share, you'll be seen as greedy, which means you have little or no Jiang.
Jong.
In order to travel in Korea, it's important to be aware of this aspect of their culture.
Yeah. It's my most favorite thing that I should do. Pero nga nung ang title kay 11 things not to do, tapos always share. Oh!
I am the one, the way your son don't need
Alright. So there you go guys. In South Korea actually, daghan sila mga traditions nga gina-follow. And siguro na in line tong mga traditions sa ilahang rules karon, di ba? Sila mga pagtuo about how to deal with things and kanang, di ba, labi na pag kuan ka kana native ka nga Korean, siguro maanad naman pug ka. Pero ikaw as foreigner nga nagtanaw karon, Filipino ka man or other blood ka, siguro mabaguhan ka. Di ba, even ako na-shock ko sa uban nga mga, alright, sa uban nga mga things nga dili dapat yung buhaton sa South Korea. And that's nice kasi it's what makes South Korea different from the other countries, di ba? And ato na lang pong sundan sa ilahang mga traditions, ilang culture, di ba? Kay dayo naman punta if ever nga mula kag South Korea, di ba? So akong i-recap again. So number 1, drinking etiquette. Ito, don't forget to fill up your glass dili siya pwede mahurot guys. Imong glass kung magkikiinom ka sa South Korea. Okay. Number 2, using chopsticks. Dapat dili siya naka-upright, nakatusok. Number 3, sitting in trays. Dapat ang katong ingkuranan lang for elders. Pang elders agad siya. Dili siya pwede ni mong pulihan ng elders. Alright? Number 4 guys, don't talk on trains. Bawal kang makikistorya sa laing tao because ma-disturb ang imong mga katapad. Alright? And number 5, don't leave a tip because it will be insulting to them. So number 6, shout at your waiter. Waiter! Yes, ma'am? That's how you do it in South Korea. Okay? Number 7, of course, don't get into a fight. Even here in Philippines. Pero, bot lang, dahil mo yung mga kampo din sa Philippines. Pero, I love Philippines. And number 8, there's no such thing as personal space. South Korea is the 5th most populous country in the world. So, normal lang guys, mabanggaan ka kung maglakaw ka dito sa ilahang dalan. Alright? So, don't get pissed off. Number 9, don't write using red ink. Okay? Kaya feel nila mo siya death note. Alright? Someone will die though if you will write using a red ink. Right, teacher? So, stop using red ink. Char, joke. Kung ano na siya guys, of course, sa South Korea lang to siya. Okay na sa Pilipinas. So, teachers, keep using red inks. And number 10, don't receive things in one hand. So, nanagid siya. Duha, dapat ha. You have to receive things with your both hands. Alright? Kaya insulting na para sila kung isa na kayo mo. Inanay mo pagkadawat. Alright? Thank you. No, it's not. In South Korea, you should receive things with both hands. Alright. And last but not the least is number 11. Always share, of course. Dapat ato ginabuhaton. Even in Philippines, we also share here. Diba? Bisag ginagmay lang ang pagkaon din among handa, di ba? Every ka na mga occasions, pero i-share na naman, of course. And, so mo to, 11. In South Korea po din, po din sila. So, I guess that's it for today's video, guys. But before I leave, before we end this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. And comment below for your suggestions, guys. If you want, or if you want to recommend videos na i-react na mo sunod. Of course, so shout out kang Ernie, gidugo karon, alright? So, nagnasa sa akong kilid, of course. So, hanggang sa ulitin, bye-bye! Bye, guys!
King Jaeger in the Himalaya.